So this is our circuit with two LEDs and a resistor in series from the previous lesson. None of the LEDs light up in this circuit. Now let's look at another way of connecting the two LEDs across the 3 volts battery. I'm going to show each step through the circuit simulator here, and you may build along. Let's take the blue LED off from here. Connect the green LED to the minus of the battery. And let's get another alligator wire for the blue LED and connect it across the battery like this. Long leg of the blue LED to the plus of the battery and the short leg with another alligator clip to the minus of the battery, and it lights up. Well, this is no trick. This is just the way electricity behaves, and it is fascinating. Now let's run through our circuit. So we have one pin of the blue LED connected to the plus of the battery, and the short leg of this LED is connected to the minus of the battery. And we have another loop here. Plus of the battery is connected to the resistor, and their other end of the resistor is connected to the green LED, and the short leg of the LED goes to the minus of the battery. So now you see here there are two loops across the battery, one with the blue LED and the other with the green. So now what if you disconnect the blue LED? Will the green LED still remain on? You may do it along and see what happens. There, let's disconnect the blue LED and the green still remains on. Now let's connect the blue LED back. There, let's connect it back. And now, this time, let's disconnect the green LED and see what happens. And the blue one remains on. So why does this happen? Because the two LEDs are in two different loops, or the two LEDs are connected in parallel across the 3 volts battery. Now let's draw a circuit diagram for this circuit. This was our circuit diagram from the previous lesson. We have an LED here. The plus of the LED is connected to the resistor, a 220 ohm resistor, and that's connected to the plus of the battery. And the minus of the battery is connected to the minus of the LED. Now, at this point, you may pause the video here and try adding another LED in parallel here, or you may do it along. So now let's add another LED in parallel to this circuit diagram. There. So here is our LED 1, which is already present with the resistor. And now this is the blue LED in our circuit. We call it LED 2 here. We've just called it LED 2 in the diagram. And the minus of our blue LED, the short leg, is connected to the minus of the battery. And the plus, that's long leg of our blue LED, is connected to the plus of the battery. Or it could also be represented this way. This also represents two LEDs in parallel. So we have here one LED connected across 3 volts battery, and then we have another LED and the resistor connected across our battery. Now, there is one thing missing in this circuit. We have made two independent loops in which just one has resistor and the other doesn't have resistor. There is no resistor for the blue LED. It's connected directly to the battery, which can lead it to burning out. So we can add another resistor to this LED, or we can use the same resistor for both the LEDs. So let's connect both the LEDs to the same resistor that we already have in the circuit here. So let's connect the blue LED to the 220 ohm resistor as well. So all we need to do is clip the alligator So we disconnect, we unplug the blue LED from the plus of the battery and clip it to the resistor here. That's the end where it's connected to the green LED. So here we have a yellow wire which connects this resistor to the green LED. Now we connect our wire from the blue LED right next to it, like this. You'll see the blue LED dimming slightly when we do this because it's now connected to a resistor. So now this resistor is included in both the loops. Now let's run through the loop again. So here we just have one alligator wire connected to the plus of the battery. This alligator wire is connected to the resistor and the other end of the resistor is connected to two alligator clips. The green alligator clip from the resistor goes to the blue LED and the short leg of the blue LED is connected to the minus of the battery. Now the yellow alligator wire from the resistor goes to the green LED and the short leg of the green LED is connected to the minus of the battery too. So now we have the resistor included in both the loops. So it's being used by both the LEDs. So now circuit diagram for this circuit would look like this. There. So now here in this circuit, we have the 220 ohms resistor included in both the loops. So if we start the first loop from plus of the battery, if we trace our first loop from plus of the battery, it goes to 220 ohm resistor and then it goes to LED 2 and the other end of the LED is connected to the minus of the battery. So that's our first loop. And the second loop starts from the plus of the battery, goes to the resistor again, and it goes to the second LED. And this LED is connected directly to the minus of the battery. So there, we've got two independent loops, but each one loops the resistor. So resistor is included in both the loops here. So it's being used by both the LEDs. So can you try connecting a third LED in parallel to these two LEDs in this circuit? Make sure you use the same resistor for the third LED too. So that's all for today. And I'll see you with a new lesson next week.